Hey guys, so interesting story to share. I had a man die today. um, I'm a machine operator at my job at a mill, but I'm also the first aid attendant. And we had a transport truck driver who delivers hog fuel, which is just sawdust and broken up bits of wood. And he was an older man, 59, fair bit overweight, and he loaded his semi truck trailer about 3/4 full of hog fuel, and he was in the back for whatever reason, and he collapsed. So the attending first aid officer came and got me. We both ran up, crawled in the back of the semi trailer, went up a ladder, and jumped in the back, and we started CPR on this fellow, and he was. He's two of the biggest things that working against you as an attendant is when you have to do CPR on someone's ones, they're obese, so they make them a bit more difficult to work with too. He had a beard, stubble, so it was difficult for the mask to stick around, right? So the attending there, he was giving compressions, and I was doing 2 breaths. Well, I was doing the breathing sort of continuously for him, but he was in the back of a semi-trailer, and we called the ambulance. The ambulance was on the way. We had to get him out of the semi-trailer, so somebody went and got a loader with a bucket, and they had kind of dipped it into the semi-trailer, and we had to try, while giving this guy CPR, haul him into a bucket, and then tilt the bucket back and haul him out, and then take the bucket, drive the loader to where an ambulance could get at it. So we got him in the bucket, and he was a fairly heavy guy, and there's about 6 or 7 of us, everybody supporting a limb and lifting. He's on a spine board somehow. I mean, this was rough. He was in the back of a sawdust truck, like sawdust spilling over his face, over his body, and like we're covered in sawdust, trying to get sawdust out of the way, because he's just, like, he fell between like the wall of his, inside of his trailer, and like a mound of sawdust. He's kind of just like collapsed into this crevice of, just a mess, and we're trying to haul him out, and there's sawdust everywhere. The mask isn't sticking. He's got a beard. He's got sawdust around his face. Like, he's got an oral airway in, which was helping, but I mean, the breaths were barely getting in. Got him into this bucket, and we're still doing compressions as we're driving this bucket to where we can get to flat ground where an ambulance will show up. And all of this was going on, and it felt like, God, we've been doing this for so long, like half hour, 45 minutes. And 15 minutes we did CPR. Totally 15 minutes between discovering him and the ambulance attendants taking over. 15 minutes. And they then did CPR for another 25 minutes, and then they pronounced time of death. And that was just a few hours ago, like 2.5 hours ago all this happened. So just kind of a quick glimpse, an interesting story. This guy was alive, another day on the job, 59, he probably might have had a family, I don't know, and just keeled over, heart attack. Well, we figure a heart attack, there's nothing we could do. I mean, by the time the attendants, the other guy got on, he was already cyanotic, so he's turning blue, his lips were turning blue, like, his eyes were kind of getting glassy. Like, CPR kept him alive till the ambulance attendants could slap an AED on him, but it wasn't enough. So it was his time. So how short is life? That you're another day at work, you're just doing your job, and suddenly you're gone forever. And when you go, what kind of impact are you going to leave on the people, both that you loved and that knew you, and that didn't know you but were there when you left? And what kind of impact will that leave? I don't know this man's name. I seen him all the time, though. He drove transport around the mill all the time, so I seen him frequently, and I was there for his death. So the impact we have on people is quite profound. The very fact of unknowing whether or not we're going to go home from work every day, whether or not we're going to see our loved ones again, something most of us are probably fairly uncomfortable with, so we don't think about it, but you just never know. So I suppose the life lesson that could be learned here is make the most of every moment you have. Because you never know when it will be your last. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. That, and I had to tell somebody. It's something that you can't really keep pent up, but you can't blame yourself for it. If you've ever gone through a similar experience, then you'll know, you'll have an understanding of it, and you can't blame yourself. I mean, you could always think maybe there's something I could have done differently, or maybe if, or what if, but there's no point thinking about those things. Just get yourself in a titsy for no good reason. So, hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna go enjoy a hot chocolate and then a glass of wine with my family, and probably have some sleep. The adrenaline's wearing off a bit, so I'm suddenly very tired. Actually, ever since I sat down in this chair to do this video, I just got home. I'm still wearing my high-vis and stuff, but yeah. Wonderful. I'll talk to you guys later. And remember, you never know, so always make the most of every moment. Love you guys. Peace.